Hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Zeitgeist, the Gears of Revolution, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. I am your Dungeon Master, Beard. Coming at you with a PBP Peanut Butter Porter. Oh. There we go. Peanut Butter Porter.
I thought you said PvP.
There it is.
I was like some sort of fucking gamer juice.
No.
It looks
Is that
like
can as small as it looks?
Yeah, that looks. I mean, it doesn't look good, but it's in focus.
just tastes like a porter.
Yeah, PvP beer is 1/2 beer, 1/4 schnapps, and 1/4 meth.
So it's going to be an interesting night, okay?
Why?
Someone's fighting someone if two
Also, the
people
can
drink
is in the
that.
shape of like brass knuckles, like you can like wear the can.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, James is also here playing Ilferi tonight.
Yarr and stuff.
Sam is playing
I
Jack.
got nothing.
Do I make a joke about the WWE creative team being sued for pitching racist storylines, including this guy was behind 9/11 because he's Muslim?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I make a joke about the Pinkertons getting called on a Magic the Gathering YouTuber?
Pinkertons.
I think you made both the jokes.
Pinkertons.
It's ever done.
Yeah.
We somehow mash
My-
them up together into one.
My
thing.
cup runneth over.
Does anyone have any actual evidence of the Pinkerton thing? Because the only thing I've seen is the internet yelling at itself about it. Is it like? Does anyone have any actual? I'm not saying that Hasbro didn't do it. Hasbro's done some wild stuff, but like,
I've seen
Does anyone have
seen
any
journal.
evidence?
I've seen articles from journalists.
There was a response from Wizards, that pretty much told the same story. They didn't use the words Pinkertons. They used the words private security firm.
Which is the Pinkertons now.
Which is
But-
what Pinkertons
yeah.
are.
I also read somewhere that the person who's in charge of security and loss prevention in Hasbro was formerly associated with the Pinkertons in some way.
Sure.
Yeah,
So it's
Sounded-
more like he, not to be an apologist, but more of a devil's advocate, but it sounds like it's more of that they used another business relation that they've had previous
Right.
experience with to way overdo or way over
React.
compensate for a task
Hey,
that was needed
I
to
used
be
to be a
carried out.
jackbooted thug. Let me call them up.
Yeah. Anyway, Catherine's also here playing Mina.
Hi. I'm rereading The Hunger Games. It holds up.
Carter's here playing Koku.
fun fact: Zoroastrians in India had to halt their millennia-old practice of sky burials in the mid-2000s because of a sharp decline in the population of vultures as a result of the use of NSAID pain relievers on cows. This problem hasn't occurred in America because we don't give a fuck about our cows.
Oh,
I'm not sure if I followed all of that, but
I didn't.
Yeah.
I
that's
did.
great.
In India, they used pain relievers on cows. The cows died. Vultures ate cows. Vultures died as a result of having NSAIDs in their
relievers.
system.
Oh.
I was
And then
thinking
the
people
vultures-
funerals,
What
and
did
then
this have
that's
to do
where I
with
lost the line.
Zoroastrianism?
And then the vultures died, and then the vultures aren't there, so you can't do a sky burial, which is where you put the body out and then vultures eat it.
Ah, okay.
So the intended thing was to allow the vultures to eat the cows?
To eat the humans.
To eat the
But they
humans.
also do eat the cows.
They
Yes,
also eat the
because-
cows because that's just what vultures do.
I'm still
So why
lost.
do we
Phil
have to
is also
stop-
here playing
Why
Aloysia.
do we have to
Dead
stop feeding human corpses to vultures because of drugged up cows?
Because the vultures were dead.
Okay, yeah, but we're not putting drugs in the people. Just stop putting
The vultures were dead.
Oh, okay, now I see. I thought
And
vultures don't eat much.
because drugged up vultures died. There are no vultures. It's not that we're saying due to drugged cows eating vultures, you can't sky burial people anymore.
Drugged cows eating vultures?
That's how I followed that story.
That's still the
I
only
see.
logic that I'm understanding, but
Also, sky burial is way less cool than it sounds. Like, I'm imagining you chuck somebody's
Also, so
fucking
it's not that
corpse out of
they're
a plane.
forbidding sky burials for people.
Correct.
It's that there are no vultures to have sky burials with.
Correct. They
Okay.
continued to keep doing it for a while until somebody took some pictures from the inside of one of the Towers of Silence, which is what they call the areas in which they do the sky burials. And it was a bunch of bloating corpses. The pictures are really horrific. I do not recommend looking them up.
Okay, yeah.
Doing it.
The line made it sound like we are forbidding sky burial because of cow corpses, and that logic didn't track. But
Yeah.
now we
It
understand.
was sky burials were physically impossible.
Yes.
anyway, Phil is here playing Aloysia.
I'm very excited about my new position in the executive branch of my government.
Congrats on the
There will
promotion.
definitely still be a government for you to be in the executive
I was
branch.
pro-
of
I
in 2
was-
weeks.
I
This
was-
promotion.
Yeah, I was given a field promotion. That's yet to be rescinded.
We'll see.
Well, we're trying to potentially rescue the person that you're replacing. So
Yeah. It's
But-
weird.
But if you murder her when we get there,
No.
free promotion.
I don't think they promote murderers.
Who has to know? Who's going to tell him? You? Me? I don't give a fuck.
Also, she's like the Minister of War, kinda.
Dragon.
So, like-
we're much more like a fiscal branch, part of the executive branch. It's weird.
Oh, you're the IRS. Got it.
No.
They're not above kneecapping
I mean,
people.
they're the IRS if instead of you doing your taxes, they raid dragon dens.
We're like the Pentagon, like we're in charge of the Pentagon budget.
So you're very corrupt and unaccountable.
Ooh, you pay me.
We're one of those things.
Thanks for the money.
Very, very indirectly.
Not that directly. Indirectly. We have DoD contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty direct.
But you're paid by someone who has a contract with the with DoD, which gets their budget from an oversight committee, which is then approved by Congress. So it's about
More
5
direct than most
I
other
guess
people.
So
And none
fair.
of it has to be accountable to anybody.
Well,
when
that's
is this
true of
nautical
all
assault?
defense.
So anyway, the party of constables has to quickly recap. They're in the foreign nation of Bear. They were tracking down Tinker Oddcog. They found him.
No, we
at least they thought they did. Then he blew himself up. So now they're on the verge of a war?
So we were sent to Bear. We were sent to Bear to find Tinker Oddcog. Then we wasted several weeks, and now we are in Bear, and we're about to go find Tinker Oddcog.
For realsies this time.
I mean, I thought it was neat.
I loved it. I'm very happy for the service that you provided my government.
I wish any of it had mattered at all.
A railroad
Did?
got built.
I mean,
You
I
opened
stole a
up
bunch of rich
economic
people's
and,
money.
You opened up economic and diplomatic routes into a foreign nation.
and
I stole
Yeah,
rich
A
people's
foreign
money.
nation, a foreign nation run by a man who does not care about his people and is clearly unstable.
I disagree with that analysis.
You're allowed to be wrong.
You're allowed to be biased.
so after the attempted assassination on the leader of Bear, the Bruce, he's declared war on a rebellious island of cultish gnolls. And they are making preparations now to launch the Baron fleet against these rebels. And I believe you are all taking part in the assault.
Yes. However, have we been told how long it's going to take to muster everyone and get there?
I believe I said 2 weeks.
How long do you think it takes to pull a navy together?
I have other.
I mean, if we just strike team it, you know.
Are you saying that's a long time or a short time? I'm not sure.
That feels like a long time to me.
Oh.
Well, sorry. That feels like a long time to Ilferi.
That's true. Ilferi does have the time understanding of a 3-year-old.
16.
I'm 16, and also there's a lot of other stuff going on. I have a whole thing that I want to talk about. So, but we've been told 2 weeks to gather everyone together.
Yep.
And then we still have to sail there. Hold on. I need to find a person before I start talking. Oh, what's her name? The judge lady. The judge lady Knoll. Gosha Evora. Found it. She is the one I am concerned about. Are we with the Bruce?
Sure. This is kind of a nebulous time frame, so there's going to be meetings over courses of days and different ministers brought in and plans drafted up. So
my priority right now is to find out what Glaucia is about to do. If she is going to attack, I am going to be on her timetable. I am not going to allow her to go alone and potentially die. She is one of the first people that has asked me directly to help her. Not because I was expected to, but because she thought that I could help. And I'm not going to let her down. And if she is going to attack on her own, I am going to help her. I'm saying this to everybody, like my party, the Bruce. I need to know if you have a way or a crystal ball or something that I can use to scry so I can check on her status if you don't know where she is right now.
She's probably here.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure how quickly information would get to her. Also, I thought she was a judge, so I didn't think she'd have anything to do with this, other than, personal.
I think she kind of works at the summer court to
Okay,
for
okay.
lack of a better term.
Let me go back to display. Gotcha. Because we met her in Ceobrisia, right?
Yeah.
That's where okay, so she does work in the summer court some. Because I know that during the challenge, she was not in the summer court. They specifically left.
Yeah, she moves back and forth, but
okay.
At this point, she's probably, without any intervention, her plan is to join in with the assault.
Okay. At the very least, our ship needs to get there. And it's going to take our ship a lot longer than it will take their navy to get there. Also, we have a teleportation circle, and we can do more of an initial strike on them before they're prepared. They probably know and have people on the inside that knows it's going to take us 2 weeks to get there.
Striking sooner does seem tactically sound.
I could sail our boat there, and then you guys can teleport in. That way you can help with
Do we have information or info about essentially the insurrectionists' military capability? Do they have a They're on an island. I assume they have a fleet of some sort. Do we know?
So the Baron fleet consists of 6 ships of the line, which are big 250-foot grand frigates, over 100 cannons,
Yeah,
hundreds of marines on each one.
They're your workhorse.
They've got 16 frigates, warships with 50 cannons and a few dozen marines.
Smaller, maneuverable.
10 corvettes, schooners with 20 cannons.
Okay.
And 8 steamships, Ironhold with 2 turret-mounted heavy cannons each.
Okay. And what kind of force do we expect the Knolls to have?
The Knoll force is expected, as far as like the last reports of anything, would be 24 ships total, including 4 frigates, 17 corvettes, and 3 caravels.
Okay. And how big is your ship?
I don't really have the stats on hand. I don't know where they are.
I think I posted them on the Discord at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I have them in a document.
I honestly forgot what our boat is called.
Calendurin. It's a smaller ship. I remember that.
I don't know how to spell that.
It starts with a K.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the thing I remember. Here it is. KHALUNDURRIN is Calendurin. Ship type and class is steamship.
It is pinned.
It is pinned? Okay.
Yeah. I would say it's probably in the same class as the 85-foot steam-powered ships that Bear has.
There it is.
That sounds about right. We have 6 cannons. Our skeleton crew is 15.
We definitely have a skeleton crew already, minimum, because
yes,
able to deal
you'd be able to get that ship to the island undetected, because I don't like the sound of that if it gets discovered and caught in a firefight.
Minimum, we have to get it out of the river and onto the ocean, and that's going to take time.
Yeah.
If we can get it to the island undetected, I'm not totally sure. I can probably whip up some stuff that will make it harder for us to be found, but I don't know.
How long would it take to get the boat from the river to where it needs to be, Chris?
Sorry, to get it from where to the where?
So we're currently on the river between Rio Pedestro and Abismo Condendado. Right?
Oh, where your ship is?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to get it, and the fleet will likely be shipping from Shiobrija. So we're not going to be going in from the same angle anyways.
Well, I think it took about 3 or 4 days for you to get it to where it is now from Shiobrija.
Did it come from Shiobrija? I couldn't remember because we teleported to Shiobrija, but our boat didn't.
Yeah, and then you made arrangements for the boat to be brought there.
Brought to Shiobrija. Okay, I couldn't remember if we had it brought to Shiobrija or if we had it brought somewhere else.
Well, either way.
4 days from Shiobrija is what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is Liagier with us?
If you're just in the general war room, probably.
No, I've definitely shot her by now.
I mean, I'd love to. And what are your plans, Lia? Are you actually going to work with us for once? Or are you going to try and sabotage and backstab us like you have before?
You
I
act
think
like they're
it's-
mutually exclusive.
I think it's in our best interest to work together to get to the island at the very least.
Insight check.
Yeah, seriously. I'm gonna
Honestly, I'm not even bothering at this point because
Yeah.
even if she's telling the truth, she's still going to use it to her own ends.
Yes, but then we know what her timetable is. I'm just gonna roll actual dice since now I have all my dice organized. I got a 12.
I'm rolling it because I don't know the woman that well.
She seems sincere.
Hmm.
Thrag Vidalia, who I think you met, some of you met at the Citadel Cavallo, has come down for the naval planning.
That was his
can you-
son?
Can you show us his face or their face?
I don't have a face for him offhand. I could find
Oh
one,
no!
Yeah.
They're gonna die.
Was that the
but
man's son? Or
No,
just a
he's
subordinate?
he's one of the sea chiefs from
Okay.
that is usually stationed at Cavallo.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay, I remember meeting. I think we met them and one other person at the same time.
I think our best bet is to launch a frontal assault, meeting their navy head on, while a smaller force comes around, and he has like a map that he's like.
It's the thing with like the little push thing of
Yeah,
cooking,
exactly.
You push the little chess pieces around. I love those.
I made little helicopters for my brother to do that exact thing for the army.
While a smaller force comes around and makes landing here, and he indicates a particular spot, then can make way into the. As far as we understand, there's a fortress situated within a mountain here.
Yeah, it sounds pretty standard way to do this. Yeah.
But it's only effective if we can guarantee they won't see it coming. What guarantee do we have that our communications are secure?
The vizier. I'm bad at remembering everybody's name.
It began with like a X, didn't it? Zarkova?
Oh, Zarkava, a Z.
Yeah.
Zarkava says, I've been checking regularly for any other mechanical duplicants within our midst and haven't been able to detect any. As far as other forms of divination, the Bruce has ways of protecting those he deems necessary with his powers of rulership. So for the very least, those in the war room should be safe.
Out of curiosity, Chris, when you say essentially powers of kingship, is that kind of like similar to like as I recall from previous moments of the campaign of like the King of Resor having amounts of power?
Yes. Rulership comes
yeah.
with granted power by the Fey Titans that are said to be slumbering.
Okay. I was curious if that's what that was in reference to. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! I can hide us. Kind of. How long does this spell last? 24 hours. 10-minute cast time. Range of 300 feet. That's not super far. But I can make hallucinatory terrain. A huge fucking 150-foot cube fog bank.
That's very large, but in naval terms, maybe not big enough. Does it
I can
move?
do it more than once. It won't move. But
So you have to spread enough of them out for a large enough area for us to approach and hope there's no wind.
How many?
no,
That's-
wind won't affect it. It's not actual fog. It's
Yeah, it's hallucinatory.
Well, just so you are aware, Sarkava says,
Mhm.
there's an odd weather phenomenon that floats near the island.
Of course there is.
On the western coast, stretching between the island and the mainland, there's a constant storm that produces incessant rain and erratic winds.
Lovely.
No, hold on. That's not
From
that
a
big of deal.
distance. Isn't your ship
It doesn't have
coal
sails.
or steam powered?
It's steam powered. There's no sails. That doesn't affect us.
The winds don't. Probably
Right.
the very tumultuous tides do, but
I can control that to a degree. I can control the worst of it.
And that's one other thing that the Isla de la Focas cult is known for, is powerful druids to propel their ships. Another thing just to be aware of.
Unfortunately, I only have 15 spells I can prepare. It's hard to prepare for both controlling a boat and also fucking everything up.
That's my job.
how many ships can the Bering Fleet spare for this covert team?
It sounds like the steamships would likely be best suited. The ships of the line will all be needed in the distraction.
Maybe the steamships as well. We might want to take some of the corvettes in.
If we're having to maneuver through the storm, smaller sailed ships will be the most at risk.
That's true. Fair enough.
God, control weather's an 8th level spell. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Don't me. It's been a while. I haven't looked at
it's a big spell.
Been a while.
It's been 1 week.
It's been a week.
I was thinking maybe it was 6th level. I haven't looked at specifically controlled weather.
Yeah, that's because it's one of those weird, super high level, situationally very powerful spells that doesn't actually get used a whole lot in play.
Right. That's why I was expecting to be a bit lower. Because I did kind of design like this character's initial concept was controls weather and water to do good sailing stuff.
Yeah, I cannot find the thing that I remember reading earlier.
Yeah, it's kind of like how you can't really effectively make a druid that's a storm that is really storm based if you want to do combat stuff, because they don't get a lot of storm based damage spells. Clerics are way better suited for it, weirdly.
Be right back.
Okay. Okay.
We can spare as many as you think that you can take on a covert mission, but be sure that you're well prepared in case you do encounter any enemy forces. The
How
bulk should
many-
be handled at the main battle, but
How many steamships were there again?
8.
If we're being covert, we shouldn't be bringing that many, like 2 or 3, and our own boat. If we have too many, it'll look like an entire attacking fleet. And if we take all of one type of boat, if we take all of their steam engines, then they're going to wonder where they are. They know probably most of the capabilities of the army. I mean, they kidnapped and replaced a large portion of the guards. I'm sure they have information on the Navy.
Yeah.
I would think 3 and no more.
I agree we can't take them all, but we do need to plan in case of failure. If the distraction doesn't work, then the smaller force we have, the more likely it is that we will simply be overtaken.
How many?
And in the case of being overtaken, we will all die.
All the more reason to send as much as possible on the diversionary force. So they are forced to meet the threat.
The bigger the main fleet is, the more ships they'll have to muster in the northern waters.
Well, the more ships they believe there are. As a distraction, it doesn't actually matter how many ships are there, only how many ships we can convince the enemy to muster.
But how would you
warfare is based on deception.
But how would you convince them to muster ships if they don't see? Right, we're sailing on an ocean. They're going to see the boats or not see them, unless you have some powerful illusions. Or
how many teleportation scrolls could we potentially muster for invading the Isle that way?
It'd probably be surrounded in gold, wouldn't it?
Possibly.
What, the entire island?
I guess not the whole thing, but we'd need to know a specific spot we can teleport to. Right? That's how that works?
Yeah.
Well, surely, addressing someone in the Baron military, surely you have some amount of intelligence on the island. You had an intended landing spot after all.
On the map they point out that there's let me get a drawing. I'll just draw on the I don't know if it'll work. So there's a city here.
Okay.
Called Karch. The plan is to surround the island as much as possible, with the main bulk focusing on hitting the city and bombarding them. Forcing them into a surrender. In the center is a dormant volcano.
Yes.
And
also sus as fuck.
The plan would be for you to make landfall on the southern edge here.
Oh, okay. So we actually aren't going through the storm anyway, because the storm, if I understood correctly, was over on the other side.
Right. So the storm would be like here.
Okay.
What if we approach from... Our boat is already over... God damn it, I can't fucking... Our boat is already over here. What if we approached this way? With our... The problem is we wouldn't be able to get the other boats on that side of the island like we
Well,
have.
where are the current steamboats? Where are some of the current steamboats stationed? There might be some in. Are there any in Ursulina?
Most of our military force is either here or at the Citadel Cavallo.
Hmm.
Oh,
I mean-
actually, I did misread that. So your landfall would take you through. It would be like over here.
What,
So you could
where
either
they want
go.
us to land?
You could either go around like that or around like that, depending. It's your choice.
So, an unusual third option, maybe. What if we have the main force, diversionary force, and us? The actual, like, super, super discreet, secret, no one knows that we're coming because no one's coming from that direction boat.
They'll still have patrols. Either pairs of ships or individuals. Keeping an eye out from any direction, I believe.
I believe we could take down a pair of ships.
Without
If-
them
if-
setting up flares.
If they send up flares about one boat approaching,
They're going to send up flares about any boat approaching it so they can communicate across the fleet.
but with all of the forces focused on this spot, oh god, gotta go back to drawing. With all their focus here and here, how much are they going to really be able to divert?
Maybe nothing, but
That's not
just
a-
because they can't
list.
divert doesn't mean they wouldn't know we were coming.
And are you
How far-
willing to risk your lives in this mission?
How far up do flares go?
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
I don't know. I don't know the range. Like
For what
300
purpose?
feet? I could potentially hallucinatory terrain the sky so that it's cloudy and
They go
flares
up more than 150 feet, I think.
300 feet. And then
Oh, it's
150
300 feet up. Oh, okay. Maybe, but that's only how long does that spell take to prepare and cast?
10 minutes to cast, 24-hour duration.
They're gonna fire a flare before you even finish saying the first part of the incantation.
Yeah.
– 500 feet directly up.
It would nope, it would go just above it. If I was directly under the flare, it would go just above it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you were directly under the flare, could potentially still be useful. Might block anyone from seeing it
That's what I
near
was trying
enough to
do.
matter. But you'd have to be directly under the flare when they sent it up.
10 minutes before they sent it up.
Seems unlikely.
Right.
I'm less worried about other ships being diverted as much as I am them fortifying the landing point. That's where the problems are going to be.
Well,
It's landing on the shore is much more dangerous than than the ships that we will encounter in the sea.
okay.
So we need to make sure that when we arrive on that shore, we are not known.
Okay. Take this idea and let's see what we can do with this. Because this is something that they probably haven't accounted for. What can we do with this idea? Because our ship is going to have to come from that side anyways. We're not going to sail around Isla de la Foca and then come back. They'll know we exist at that point.
I mean, we certainly have time to do it.
I was assuming that you'd
is
swing
still
wide to
possible.
have your men swing wide and bring the ship to bear here in Sea Ambrosia while we plan.
swing out wide, bring your ship in. You said it would take
Probably
It would
5
take
days.
to get
probably
it,
6.
4 or 5 days to get it here, and by then if it is brought to sea Briga, it can meet up with a small contingent of steamships that will swing wide for the covert mission when the rest of the fleet launches in 2 weeks.
But if we think that one ship is going to get caught and they're going to divert and reinforce, what is 3 ships going to do? What are we going to do, whether it's 1 ship or 4 ships?
If it's 3 ships, we can flank off towards different landing points and face less resistance wherever we drop.
That doesn't stop them from reinforcing the spot that we're going to stop at, which is where all 4 of these ships are going to go. And we think that 1 ship is going to stop that. Or sorry, we think that us taking 1 ship is going to cause them to reinforce it. So having 4 ships is going to reinforce it even more.
That if a single ship meets resistance, they will have time to announce our presence and reinforce. The hope is with more ships, they will be able to engage any patrols and prevent them from signaling or communicating our presence. That is the benefit.
How would
even
4 ships would not be able to stop a ship from sending a flare up, which is our main concern? You can't sink a ship that fast.
But you would be able to engage them and make your landfall regardless. Even if
4 ships landing
it's
will
not
have
secret.
a better chance of succeeding on the landing than a single ship. At that
But
point,
if you encounter a patrol that you can't handle, then your mission is dead in the water.
And 4 ships of people, even against a fortified beachhead, have a chance. 1 ship against a fortified beachhead has no chance.
Exactly. Thank you.
But Ilferi is right that 1 ship against an unfortified beachhead is better than 4 against fortified. So if we can guarantee that 1 ship could go undetected, that would be better still, but I don't see how that's possible.
Do we know of any parts of this island that aren't fortified? How long, out of character, Chris, how long has this insurrectionist null cult been here?
Oh, they've been there for as long as anyone can remember.
As far as we're aware, the whole island is fortified?
The main fortifications would be of the city on the northeastern shore.
Gotcha. But there are probably outposts all along the coast.
Likely. And at this point, you're kind of like you're butting right up against the mountain here. Like there's a small beach there on the spot I marked, but everything else is pretty much sheer cliffs.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like getting to the island and landing is going to be the primary objective. Once we're on, we can take it from there. So it sounds like maybe we don't want to land the ship. We just need to get close enough to go from the boat to the island without potentially approaching and getting on to the island from a point where.
What's the range on teleport?
Yeah, I believe the range of the teleport spell is yes.
Then
I think it's
the limit of the teleport spell is how many people you can take.
Sure. So here's an idea for a totally unguarded strike force sort of situation. We don't have to get that close to the island. You can see an island miles away before they'd be able to engage us. If we can see where we're teleporting to, there's no chance that it fails, right? And then we just turn the boat around because we have a teleportation circle on our boat. And we can teleport out when we need to.
Seen casually, viewed once, has a approximately a 40% chance of going bad.
But what about actively looking at?
Viewed once
That's
is
not viewed once.
or seen casually is a 33% chance. I don't know what you want, James. That's what it literally says. Seen casually.
But this is not a casual seeing. This is actively looking at the spot while you are casting.
The step above seen casually is very familiar, which the spell defines as a place you've been very often, a place you've carefully studied, or a place that you can see when you cast the spell.
There we go.
Yeah, seen, and also seen casually says a place you have seen more than once.
But
very familiar says a place you can see when
looking
you
at.
So
Okay.
that's very familiar.
Teleport to the moon.
It's allowed.
I haven't done that yet.
You can't see that far.
I mean,
right? Nobody's ever seen the
moon.
moon. That's in 3rd edition.
In this edition, you can see there, but who knows where on it you're gonna fucking end up.
How many scrolls of teleportation do you have? Does your team have, and how many can the treasury afford?
We have 1.
You mentioned a circle on the boat, so if the boat doesn't sink, or really just in general, a teleportation circle spell could be used in a pinch.
But that would only get you as far as the ship, unless we're planning on.
There's more than one.
Directly to the beach. That's of limited
I'm,
use.
I'm speaking for extraction.
Mm.
I
believe that was a fairy's plan.
Yeah. I think that's
this is where you guys are going to tell me another reason why this plan is not that great or not totally thought through. So I await the criticisms.
So if we can get the boat within a close enough eye line of the cliff.
If you're asking my opinion, I feel like you're complicating matters. I could spare the men to get you onto that island.
But if we can get onto the island without using them, then you'll have the rest to spare for the naval endeavor. If the naval endeavor goes well enough, then the distraction can simply become an invasion. A strike force is best used when backed up by a large fleet anyway.
Yeah. Yes, the plan is for the major force to commence bombardment, which will probably last several weeks before we get any sort of surrender from them.
Yes, my concern is more getting the strike team out in a timely manner. And bombardment, while obviously if it begins before we've made our first encroachment, would be not so ideal, would be very helpful once we're inside. After all, it's hard to deal with a possible threat inside your walls when the walls themselves are busy exploding.
Your boat, 3 steamships, southeastern shore, teleport to the island. That's my opinion.
And Le Prophetesque. Laegir chimes in.
No, you don't need to come.
Of course I'm coming. I need to meet with Tinker Oddcog. Same as you.
No. We won that competition. You don't get to.
I'm still entitled to an audience.
You're entitled to nothing. You're an entitled bitch.
And having you along would be an active risk to the mission.
We
Bruce,
can't count on you shooting us, on you not shooting us in the back.
Bruce, it is our considered recommendation as agents of the RHC that you not allow this.
I've already told you my opinion on the matter. I'm not going to interfere with these international politics on this. She has as much a right to talk to the gnome as you do.
Great. We don't want her to compromise our part of the mission. If you could send her with the main force, that'd be helpful, but not coming with us.
I won't have access to Tinker Oddcod going on a 3-week bombardment mission.
Fine, find your own way, or maybe come up with a plan for once.
We're not forcing her onto your boat. Gier, as a representative for SOAR, seeking an audience with Ogcog, who is under the protection of Bear, and the king has stated that what you to do between yourselves, go for it.
So, you're saying that the Bruce intends to go back on his word?
I never go back on my word.
Your word
was that we would get. Sorry.
That
Your
you would
word
have
to us-
first asked us to speak with Tinker Oddcog.
Right, first. So she stays behind, we get first.
You could still talk to him before her if you could beat her there.
Oh my
So
God.
you have it.
are
You intend to
useless.
go back on your word.
Children
You can say that you
complain,
intend
adults solve
to
their
go-
problems. Do it on the island.
I am still
I
concerned
have
that she will
changed my
compromise.
recommend. No, Ilferi, stop.
Yeah, if we
They're
bring
correct.
her, we can kill her there.
Jack, I think that there is a better point here. It is my recommendation that we do not engage in this activity.
Yep.
As members of the RHC, we do not have a direct stake in this. It is a military action being taken out by Bear against Bear and citizens. And if they wish to murder their own citizens, that is their problem.
When will the fleet will be ready?
However, it is also our duty as members of an international community to give notice to anyone who we have direct evidence is within the targets of their own government. Wouldn't you say?
I don't know what you mean by that. I'm sorry.
I'm
doesn't know what you mean by
saying-
that, but-
I know what you're saying, but I think we need to choose our next words very carefully.
So if you wish to have an accord with us, then you can have an accord with us. If you wish not to have an accord with us, then we will do as is necessary.
Not sure I follow. Can you speak
would
openly
be-
and plainly?
Certainly. It would be only right for us to warn the citizens living on Isla de la Foca of an impending attack by their own government. And so if you decide that you wish not to have an accord with us, that you wish not to have any agreement with us, that you wish not to have our assistance in this matter, then we have no reason not to do so.
You're welcome to join in or not. It makes no difference to me. And if it matters to you, we've made an official declaration of war, so I'm pretty sure they'll be expecting us. This isn't a covert force that we're bringing down. This is a major strike force. Nothing subtle about it. I'm trying to give you the chance to fulfill the mission that you were sent here to do.
You're trying to go back on your word.
You're trying to play both sides.
You used us for your own amusement, and at the potential expense of your own people, I will add. And now you have decided that the reward which you promised us is simply too costly.
I have no reason to get in between this squabble that
you have already gotten in between.
And now I'm removing myself from the matter. Resolve it between yourselves.
We did as you asked.
I'm not going to tell a foreign dignitary that she can't assist in a mission.
That's literally what you are allowed to do as king.
Bruce.
Whatever.
And I've chosen not to forbid her. That is not any word that I'd given. If you push the matter further, then maybe I will go back on my word and forbid you from being a part of this.
You're gonna... Oh my god. What a hypocrite. You're willing to forbid us when we say that she is a threat to the mission.
I have no reason to believe that.
Oh my
She
god.
literally mind-controlled some of your people to assault and start a war with Restore. What the hell do you think she's gonna do?
That was what her mission was.
To use mind control?
It's not the
I thought
means
that was forbidden here.
It's not the means that I would have liked best for
Wow.
a competition,
You
but it was
stand
well
for
within
nothing.
It was well within the means of the competition. There were nothing in the rules forbidding
this
such a thing.
assault into a competition, what do you think she'll do? She will sabotage your mission in order to get what she wants. You will fail the assault.
What she wants is the same as me.
I
very much doubt
that.
I can guarantee it's not.
I don't know what she's promised you, but you will regret this. That is not a threat. Everyone regrets Liagier.
Zarkova, why don't we take a break while and let it simmer? I'm sure there's plenty more logistics that need to get put into the works before we proceed any further.
Sounds like a good time for a break.
We barely even started.
We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Bye.
Chris isn't panicking.
Hi, we're back.
And I flip the war table.
You ever feel powerless in a situation? You're just kind of like, well, whatever happens at this point, I guess.
No, I take matters into my own hands.
What a refreshing change.
You have hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
One.
Loud bird. Loud bird is loud. News at 11.
And whose fault is that?
This bitch.
All right. So I'll let you guys guide the narrative for now. Obviously there was a recess.
If we're taking recess, I want to talk to Glaucia.
Okay.
I would like to speak with Zarkova.
Okay.
I
Please.
think we need to dang it. This is
and
Carter
Jack at
failure.
one point.
His brain, his name flew out of my brain. The guy we report to.
Delft.
Thank you. Yes. I think we need to contact Delft.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The parameters of the mission have significantly changed at this point.
I don't think we should go.
We
What
came
what
here to
good
fucking-
is Oddcog to us at this point?
we came here to find Oddcog. Are we gonna leave? Like, what's the point?
Sometimes
The point
missions
is-
just fail.
The point is that I believe our probability of failure if we attempt to invade with Laia near us
It's
is
0.
far too high.
Yeah, our chance of success is 0. Listen, I don't want to shoot her in front of the Bruce, but she's not getting on our ship.
I mean,
That was never a proposition.
I'm aware.
I know you guys are probably going to say this is a dumb idea, but what if we just left and did it, like, tried to invade alone before the planned attack? The island is probably getting ready for an attack at a specific time.
We'll make enemies with the Bruce, but we're not exactly making friends, are we?
Actually, Ilferi brings. I'm assuming that the four of us are alone.
Oh yeah, we're all by ourselves.
Like,
Mhm.
what if we
Ilferi
just...
has an excellent point. If we acquiesce to the Bruce's requests, we've determined that to him word means nothing, so there's no issues here. We acquiesce, and we agree to invade at the scheduled time, and then after bringing our ship around wide, in 6 days after it's been here for one, we simply move ahead of the fleet.
Yeah.
We give every indication that we intend to move only with them, and then that way, any additional spies will also not have the information.
I could do you one better. I can sail the ship, inform them that they need a helmsman for the ship to navigate it properly, because I was the one that sailed it. I helm the ship, and I let you guys know when we're in position, and you could just teleport onto the ship. We'd need another teleportation scroll. One to get you on the ship, one to get to the island.
Or teleportation circle.
Right. Oh, which Jack knows, right?
Yeah.
Something
So
like
we
that.
can get to the ship and then use it to get
And then use the scroll
Island.
to get to the island.
yeah, and then use it to get back onto the ship.
Yes. All you need to do is use the teleportation circle in Sio Brisia to meet the ship at
Rayo
Rayo Podresco.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good plan. Are we
I
in on this?
would like to propose bringing Glacio with us as well.
Does this mean that I can't shoot Laya
We
Like-
could shoot her on the way out.
soon?
At least not immediately.
I'm not gonna do it in front of the Bruce. If I was gonna do it in front of the Bruce, listen, I almost did it in front of the Bruce, but then I thought he might have me arrested. And like, listen, I'm willing to die as long as she's also dead. Like,
But you can't guarantee she's dead with just one shot.
exactly. I could get pretty fucking close. I got a bullet with her name on it, literally. But like, I can't guarantee it.
Did I learn
There's-
teleportation circle?
Yes, because you and what's her butt were.
You
Oh.
swap spells.
On my
Although
phone.
you might not be high enough level to cast it yet.
Oh, because you're
Yeah,
fucking
'cause
fire shit.
Probably not. It's a 5th level spell. Do you
Oh,
have
yeah, I can't cast that.
Nope. Never
So-
mind.
Well, no. So we need. What if we requisition a couple more teleports from Delft? We need to talk to him anyways. Maybe we use a teleport to go there. Say
if
we're
we
going to
did?
go requisition some
What if we
supplies.
convince Aloysia to come with us?
What if we don't?
What if we don't?
She seems like a risk.
Sorry, Philip.
You
I
want to
think
assault?
I think that the
You want to
best.
assault? Let me fucking talk. You want to assault a fortified position as the four of us with no way out.
That's why I was talking about us getting
going to
teleport
Delft and
scrolls.
getting more teleport scrolls
Like-
for you.
I'm saying I'm saying a fifth set of hands, or sixth or seventh, given her proclivities,
Gross.
could be very useful in all this.
Yeah.
And they should be a good deniable asset in case we need to pin this on somebody so we don't cause a fucking international incident.
I'm so proud.
I already mentioned that I'd like to bring Glacio with us, which I feel serves the same sort of purpose you're talking about with Aloysia.
Yeah, but if you had
And-
to fuck somebody over, you'd choose Aloysia over Glacia, right?
Aloysia's jingoistic tendencies make them a risk to this plan.
I don't think they're gonna play ball.
Right.
Exactly.
Glaucia wants to get there as soon as possible. Honestly, would probably be eager if she heard the plan. Oh, hey, Glaucia.
Aloysia just got a huge fucking promotion. Do you think she's gonna like risk her entire career on us assholes?
Yes, I think we could convince her that this would save barren lives and be better off for the country in the long run and make her look like a goddamn hero, moving her up the political ladder.
Fine. And
hold on, but we're not talking about taking down the whole island. We're just getting Oddcog and getting out.
Yes.
No, we're not really assaulting it.
Sure. But
if anything, we're going to be subverting their invasion plans.
Sure. But if you take that risk, bring her into the fold, and you are wrong,
then I'm wrong.
Right, but we have no option at that point. I'm not saying that we don't. I am saying that including her is the biggest risk in this plan.
Informing her in the first place.
Plan.
It's far too much of a risk.
I'm willing to let you try if you believe that hard in it. But like if she runs her mouth, we're done. We don't get Oddcog. I shoot Liagier in the head and we go back to our jobs.
Why are you complaining? You still get what you want.
I don't get what I want. Because what I want is for Liagier to suffer because we keep winning, but she keeps fucking us over.
Plus, her having Oddcog is too much of a risk. He knows too much about Bleakgate and all those robots and stuff. Like, honestly, we're probably better off getting in there and just killing him.
I'm not willing to go that far.
It's not ideal, but I'm afraid to say I agree with Ilferi. It would be better to have him dead than in her hands.
Ilferi is correct, and I'm not willing to go that far yet.
I'm not saying that that should be the first option, but
I understand. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
How about this? I want to include Glaucia. I think it is just from my visions alone. I need to include her. I need to make sure, or I want to ensure that she and I are together when she assaults.
Sure.
We can talk to Glaucia about Aloysia.
Yes.
And see if she has an opinion.
I agree.
Being a Baron citizen.
And I think this plan coming from Glaucia is going to not necessarily. I don't trust Aloysia, but if Glaucia does and is willing to make this argument on our behalf, I think that holds a better chance of her keeping her mouth shut than if we do it. Because I don't think she's not on our side in there. But if Glaucia can get her on the side, I'm fine with it. And I think that splits the difference and is as good as we're going to get at this point.
And also the one way we might include the other player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that effort, Sam, to try to bring the party back together.
Abandon me, you coward.
Philip did this. Philip did this to himself. Like,
and but also from Tuesday, Philip is dead to me, and it is his fault that this is happening.
Catherine, how many 20s have you rolled?
I haven't rolled it all tonight. Philip told Sam to roll all the 20s out of my D20s because Sam was using my dice when I wasn't at home.
And then Carter narked on me.
I did.
I would have too if I wasn't stoned out of my mind when it happened.
Yeah, totally narked on you. Why? Because it was hilarious. And
I was not here for any of this. I have no idea what's going on.
But the rest of us were.
Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna go get Glaucia.
Abandon me, you cowards.
So I go find Glaucia.
Oh, look, there's Glaucia.
Cool. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, Gracias.
The constables and I'm also a constable. We would like to talk to you about the plan, especially considering you have a major part in it, given the vision that I had for you specifically.
What exactly do you think my role in this is?
I know that you want revenge, and I know that you are going to take place in the assault one way or another. Right?
Maybe I shouldn't now, just to defy you.
You'd also defy my vision, which honestly is one of the things that I want to happen. I don't want you to die.
If I die fighting them, then it will be worth it if I take even one down with me.
Right. So, if you come talk to me and my fellow constables, we have a plan that might involve both of those happening.
Very well.
And then I bring them to our little hidey hole.
And it's like, yeah, imagine you guys are actually just in the corner of the war room. It's just like quietly like, no, shh. We can all hear you.
I mean, presumably they have some room for people to talk privately.
Yeah, absolutely.
I make a little tree house there. All right, I've got Glaucia. I guess we can explain the idea. We would like to have a preliminary. We would like to be a preliminary force outside of what has been planned so far, days in advance of the assault, to go in and procure Oddcog and take down as many people as we can along the way.
That sounds extraordinarily risky.
Yes. However, it did also sound like something you might be interested in being a part of.
I thought that you wanted to try to keep me alive. Why are you bringing me in on your suicide mission?
I specifically know that without people at your side, you will die. Now I can assure you that you will have people on your side. Very competent and capable people.
If somewhat emotional.
So you're trying to say that I'll be safer with you on your suicide mission than I would be taking part in the broader assaults of an entire military nation.
It is possible, and I'm not forcing you to do this. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you, as one of the few people in Bear that I trust, know what we are planning on doing. And as one of the few people in Bear that has trusted me explicitly. I don't know that word. Has totally trusted me.
Because we are going to lie to your boss.
What makes no difference to me as long as it doesn't go diminish the chances of justice being taken against the cult of the Steel God.
Honestly, I think it probably would increase the chances. They'll be scrambling by the time we're out of there.
Presuming that by justice you mean complete obliteration, yes. Which I do presume you mean.
That's the hope.
No,
Then,
it's of course
yes. Our plan would significantly increase the chance that by the time the siege is complete, the island will be nothing but useless slag.
You don't have to worry about me telling anyone whether or not I go on this full mission, but is your vision the only reason that you're inviting me? Because if it's all the same to you, I don't, putting my life into your hands based upon what I see as superstition isn't exactly instilling me with the best confidence.
That's fine.
I wanted to give you the option. I'm not asking you specifically only because of that. I honestly thought that it might be something you were interested in in delivering justice by your own hand rather than the fleets of the military. And this would be an opportunity to do that. But I am also not going to stop you from doing it. What I see in the stars is an outcome, but it's not guaranteed. Whether you come with us or not doesn't really change that.
Tell me more the details. We're just going to land ourselves on their island and try to get in and get back out.
Sort of. Our plan is to. I actually have a map of the world, so I'm going to use that and not draw on it, but I'll basically trace out what's happening here. I will be navigating our ship out of Rio Pedestro and around Bear. I draw that white line. Once we are several miles away from the island, but it's within vision, the rest of the constables and whoever else we have with us will teleport onto the ship and then teleport from the ship to the landing spot that we'll be able to see from the ship. And then our ship will leave, leaving no evidence of any sort of assaulting force whatsoever. From there, we can infiltrate their base with minimal resistance and not having to worry about the Navy and extract Oddcog. And I'm fairly sure Oddcog will be fairly heavily guarded, so there's lots of cultists to kill on the way.
And by extract, you mean...
might be knock unconscious and then teleport out. Teleport out regardless. Knock unconscious might be necessary depending on how evil this guy really is.
I have a feeling we will be able to convince him to come with us, but if it comes to it, we will remove him from the equation one way or another.
I was more thinking about the logistical components. You have... She, I guess, looks at between Jack and Koku. You have the capabilities to teleport us this many times?
We do. We will need to procure some additional components, but that won't be an issue.
And what would the assault force? Who would the assault force consist of?
Likely the five of us here. As many guards as we can, or not guards, but as many of our soldiers as we can teleport in with the remainder of the spell, which is, I don't know how many.
4. We can take up to 4 people in addition to the 5 in this room.
One of those people, depending on your opinion of them, is Aloysia. She's been working with us for a while, though she is very much on the side of the Bruce. If you trust her, it would be helpful if you asked her. I don't think we would be able to sway her as much as someone from her own country. If you trust her enough to tell her.
There is...
Because I just want to impress upon you that if she were to find out about our plan and is not convinced, as in the war room she seemed that she was unable to be convinced of much of anything, then it would make the plan impossible. And I do have one question for you, Glaucia. Do you wish, just for my edification, do you wish to merely see revenge enacted upon the cultists, or do you wish to enact it yourself?
I've dedicated my life to meting out justice by my own hand. If I had the opportunity to enact that upon the cult of the Steel God, I would gladly take it.
So would you be satisfied to stand by passively on a ship that were bombarding them?
Thank you, Carter. This is exactly what I was trying to get across.
I see your point. As to Aloysia, she is undoubtedly loyal and would never give a falsehood. If you're questioning whether she'd be more loyal to you or the Bruce, she is, of course, very loyal to the country, but I don't think that she would rat you out of loyalty to you. If we were to approach her to invite her, I believe that she would be a very valuable asset, as our forces would be limited in the strike force. We have a hard limit on the number of individuals we can send, so any more individuals that we can add to that number that are more powerful, I think is best.
I agree, though I remain unconvinced.
Same.
Her loyalties, frankly, I do find her loyalties somewhat suspect, and in addition, she clearly wishes to at least signal that she is siding with the Bruce in all things. The chance that she would keep our subversion a secret, I find doubtful.
If you get an oath from her, she would not break it.
Aloysia, I need you to pinky swear with me, and I'm not going to tell you what you're pinky swearing to until after you pinky swear.
We just pull up on the boat. Get in, loser. We're going raiding.
Unpaid.
Well, we'll leave it at your discretion to inform or request her aid. Discretion? Ferry probably doesn't know that. He's heard that word a lot. In that, Ferry, you lack discretion.
Yeah, you've definitely heard that word.
You've basically been told to act with discretion, and then Jack's pulled you aside later and said, "Does discretion mean anything to you?"
No. I will request that you avoid mentioning it at least until we are in position, so that if we have need, we can enact the plan immediately. If she knows about the plan once we're in position, there's little she could do about it anyway.
She could skywrite.
It is the most useful of spells.
That's true. Though as dangerous as that would be, I believe we could that we would be able to deal with that incredible level of power.
Oh yeah, so powerful, huh? The fact that I have to prepare it to cast as a ritual, that's the part that really bites my ass.
Why don't you just simply keep it in a book?
Shut the fuck up. You're not
Because
here.
he can't read.
Which, once again, is why he can only do
You think my
pictograms.
spell
with
book's full of
skywriting.
words? It's full of pictures. Holds up construction paper and Crayola.
Sounds like that randomly generated 9-inch wizard I made.
That was great. It was perfect. You should have played it. I'm really mad.
I don't
you
think he's
didn't.
actually legally able to cast spells. I think you have to have a 10-int to cast spells.
No, you have
It doesn't
to have
matter.
a spin into
Well, it sounds like you would have to
multiple.
be a very creative wizard.
I would point out that I played 3 characters that night, 2 of which had spells, and neither of them ever cast one. They both died before they ever got the chance.
Yep.
I was
Okay.
just crashing cars that night. It was great.
Wow.
We were playing a one shot. I was as
Yep.
reckless as possible.
Um,
Aren't you
That character,
always-
okay. They'd be able to prepare 2 spells. That's the main.
Carter,
main
I've never
drawback.
known you to not be reckless.
drive it like you stole it.
That's true. There's maybe a reason I love Blades in the Dark.
In this campaign, you went from rogue who used all
Mhm.
90 feet of his movement every round, practically, to a sorcerer who just launches themselves beyond the front line.
Yeah, I am the front line.
What?
The front line's wherever I am.
Okay, so
How
what,
can that be true when
where are
I
we
am the
next?
front line?
You're the second front line.
We have a lot of
Um,
front lines.
We need to talk to Delft. Make
We
sure
will
that
have
we
no ticks.
we need to talk to Delft. Oh, that was the spell you learned. Message or sending. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not teleportation circle. We need to talk to Delft. Make sure that we can go back and requisition more teleport scrolls before we use the teleport scroll and go there.
Well, we can just go. We have enough time to just go back to the teleportation circle in Sea
Oh, right.
Use the
teleportation
public
circle.
teleportation circle in Sea to go back to Flint, and then in Flint, we should be able to just use the normal requisition rules. To get.
Although if we talk to, talk to Delft first, maybe we could get something without going through the proper channels. He doesn't seem like he's not a proper channels kind of guy. Not all the time, anyways. He is on paper.
He is literally on paper.
Right. So that's what we'll do. I will teleport to the ship. The rest of you teleport to Delft. I have a sending stone. Mina has the other sending stone, so I can tell you when I'm in position. And you guys can tell me whether Aloysia is in on it or not. I guess I don't really need to know, but I don't want to be surprised. She's scary looking.
Thank you.
At the very least, you'll know when she shows up, or doesn't.
Okay, just let me know so I can pack a light breakfast or whatever.
Don't you always eat like a bird? But
Wow.
Okay, so I think that's the plan going forward. We let Glacia talk to Aloysia. The 3 of them are going to go talk to Delft and try to requisition will requisition more teleport scrolls. I guess we just need to tell them why we're leaving. I know why I'm leaving. Very clearly, I need to go drive our boat.
yeah, I mean, we're just going to tell them that we need to go prepare for the mission at hand. After we tell them that we are, that we have decided it is most tactically advantageous to go along with their plan to invade in 2 weeks' time, using the smaller force and including Laia.
We have taken the time to cool our heads in the cool head chamber. Is that our meeting room?
Our tempers have been chilled by a cool island song.
You went to go cry in the walk-in freezer.
We've all done it.
We've all done
We've
it.
all done it.
I didn't. I just stole cookies.
I would just.
I've never worked. Go ahead.
Oh, when I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, I would just go in to sort things.
Yep.
And just
check temperatures.
And just take
Best
like a 30-minute break.
of my life.
Yeah, I went in and stole frozen cookie dough and ate it.
I never worked anywhere with a walk-in freezer. I just cried on the way home.
Like a man.
Would you at least turn up the AC really high?
Carter, you haven't lived until you've had a good cry in a walk-in freezer. It's very
the tears freezing to your face really add to the anguish.
It does.
There aren't a lot of walk-in freezers in classrooms.
Why is it always a walk-in freezer though? Like why?
Because it's
the place
sound
nobody wants to
insulated,
be
so you
and
can
nobody
hide
wants
your
to go.
shame.
Wait, why in what context?
Like why don't you go into the walk-in cooler?
Oh.
Because
Why is it always the walk-in
Because
freezer?
I'm not a pussy.
Because the freezer doesn't have lights in it, so you can wallow in darkness.
Because
what
someone can
freezers
walk
are
in.
you in?
Someone can
The freezer,
walk in
at Zaxby's
crying in
only
the
had a
walk-in
light when it was
cooler.
open.
By taking the next step into the freezer, you can pretend to pull yourself together when someone walks into the cooler.
I think we only had a freezer.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
The
It
freezer
just
at the
seems
food,
fairly universal, and I'm
the
curious.
freezer at the food bank was fun because my beard would start freezing if I was in there too long.
The
I
Dunkin'
love
Donuts
the walk-in
freezer
freezer.
probably barely got to freezing temperature.
Yeah.
Those bagels were a little soft on some days. Already started to rise while in the freezer.
mm,
We should move on with adventure. real
yeah.
quick.
Oh yeah, sure.
We've had a
Freezer
great time talking
crying.
about
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I was looking up rules, so like I
Yeah.
I was doing stuff. It's fine.
What are we doing?
So I go.
I
Talk to-
wanted
or
to
I-
talk to Zarkova.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
that's your cue, Phil.
Sorry, I didn't hear
We're
what
on
you just
your
said,
team.
Chris.
I
You
said,
said
meanwhile.
meanwhile.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I imagine that this is happening parallelly in a different,
A different walk-in
conference
freezer.
room. Yeah, a different walk-in freezer. I don't know why Zarkova's in here. She's just gonna fall unconscious.
This one's just vegetables. It's all of
Was
the
that a-
food and bears.
Was that a
marble.
cold-blooded joke?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Chris.
I also appreciated it.
Thank you, Sam.
Man, it reminds me of a short story that's really depressing and about lesbians.
I'm gonna leave
I'd love
that.
to
I'm
hear
gonna leave that joke on the side. Just walk in. These constables are being a pain. Okay.
Yes, they certainly seem to be trying to run the show here.
I don't
I don't see
really
anyone else giving
know
ideas.
how. Maybe we just need. We just either need to tell them to fuck off, or they don't get to do stuff. Okay. I mean, yeah, we just tell them to fuck off, and then they do what they want.
They
They
are
either go home or we
pushing
kick
the
them out.
limits of hospitality.
That's one word for it. So they have what can only be described as a zealous hate and distrust of the woman.
Hey, not all of us.
They've
Did definitely
given
inform you that she
very little to no indication on why other than national security. And what I've been able to pick up is it has to do with planar energies, something beyond the Bleak Gate, and something what seems to be outside the purview of her as an acting agent of Dinar. Dinar?
Yeah.
Dinar.
Mhm.
Dinar. Because
Well,
the
it's
problem.
more than I've been able to glean about her specifically, though I have agents that trying to get more information about the incident that happened recently in Risher.
It has, and Oddcog is clearly tied to it. So we
Yes,
need
but
to
the
tell
Bruce
them.
doesn't want us interrogating him or doing anything with him, really.
Yes, because if this is in fact a pissing contest between Dinar and Resor in an arms race, our nation does not need to be in the middle of it.
Agreed. We've got our own problems here.
Insurrection, dragon cults, and it's impossible to get 20 chiefs in a room without a chair being thrown.
Well,
That's
times
just the
don't
opening.
change
They
much.
want Oddcog, they can have Oddcog. We tell them Oddcog is free for them to grab. And Laya does whatever the fuck we send them in two different fleets. They get their own covert. She gets a covert. Tell them to deal it out. And if we're lucky, they die to insurrectionists.
It's hard to have two covert forces.
We tell them that it will split split the attention of the insurrectionists. If one gets, and we incentivize it, if the other gets noticed, the other one will probably get in and die on the beachhead.
They'd
Okay,
probably
no, the
accuse
real
us
plan.
of playing favorites somehow.
They always claim someone is playing favorites. They complain as much as they solve problems.
Wow,
And I'm
you're just
really
the
mad,
worst.
really mad at how good they are at solving problems.
It's directly proportional.
What has Ligear ever done for you guys?
He's
No,
a representative
I know
of
for
a
a
major
fact I told-
military power.
Well, we've already gotten assurances of contributions, though those contracts won't really go into effect soon enough for the current mission.
No.
But this mission is, from our standpoint, it's hardly even worth planning. It's child's play. They don't use metal.
I don't.
They don't have cannons.
Which is why they were. So why do they have Oddcog?
Does everyone in Bear suck at their job? Oh, these people that just sent robots to us don't use metal.
He seems antithetical to their beliefs and methods. He doesn't make sense. Remind me, Chris, under what belief do these people not use metal? Like what is their reasoning?
That it
Yeah.
is too holy for them. As best as you
Okay.
are aware.
Is he a messiah to them? A man who can warp and make metal move and talk?
Who knows? They consider the Risuri metal person to be an abomination, so who can say?
I think think our best, the best plan right now is to advocate to them. They don't get to dictate terms because they don't. They were here on a diplomatic mission, and this insurrection is beyond their purview. If they want Oddcog, they're free to go get him.
I agree. We will provide them with enough ships for a landing force. And Liagier will be involved, or they will not be. And that's where we'll leave it. They can join in or not.
Wonderful. Inform the Bruce. I need to go dictate records for when Vigilante returns.
We walk out of our cooler. Wow, your plan is great. We're gonna do it. Okay, we gotta go.
We literally cooled off.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Probably let the person who can literally turn off her facial expressions do the
El Ferry's not gonna be there when the talking's happening. Like, I gotta go prepare our boat. Bye. No matter what happens, I have to prepare the boat.
Inform the Bruce to fuck it, it'll be fine. Oh god, I hate this job. How did she do it?
You've only had it for a day.
All right. So preparations go forward with the assumptions made by each party. You guys were gonna go back to Flint to prepare.
Yes, by the requisition rules, we can get both scrolls in one day with a DC 18 persuasion roll. Otherwise, it will take 2 days. I might as well roll it. Okay, I didn't make it, but it will still just take 2 days.
Oh no, 2 days.
We had 4, so
That sounds good.
Yeah. Actually, Chris, there was one more thing I wanted to do.
Okay.
What happens when I cast Legend Lore on Witch Oil?
Spell.
It's a good spell, ain't it?
nothing because it's not the subject of any folklore.
Name a person, place, or object. And significant lore about the thing you mentioned. Lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, secret lore. Legendary importance. You can know if it isn't of legendary importance.
I wasn't sure if it's the way that it might be tethered to the Bleak Gate or anything would tell me anything.
No, legend lore is like a bard thing. It tells you stories about it.
Sure.
Finding out.
Yeah. I think the hitch here is legendary importance.
Okay.
It is. I feel like giving me a history check would maybe be more apt.
Okay. Well, I take 28 points of damage anyway.
Okay.
Jeez.
I mean,
that's one way to do it.
I mean, on any day you're not participating in combat, it's just it doesn't matter.
History is nothing.
You've never heard of this thing.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Return them, or I get put them in to be put into the archives.
Yeah. Well, I guess you know what was revealed to you by Koku, which is but before that you had not heard of it.
Yeah, but that I was seeing if there was anything to be
there's nothing in there's nothing to be gained from that spell or just common knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
And sounds like they'll be leaving. I was hoping to get a chance to try and talk to Jack, but maybe that can just happen later.
We can like
yeah, you
us-
can catch us before we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we had to come back in, agree that like we totally are on board with whatever the bullshit is you think is good.
Time is a flat circle
All
right now.
wrong.
Yeah. And
You know
that
what?
is
It's
why
fine.
Koku does the talking.
I was about to
and not
ask,
Mina.
how much do I believe them?
Yeah,
Well,
no, I
if
keep my
there's-
mouth shut.
Ilferi left early.
I mean, how much you believe us is, I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds like a
Jack and
personal
Koku do
question.
the talking.
Okay,
fine.
How
But-
believable are they?
Koku literally has no facial expressions when she doesn't want to, so it's up to you.
I guess if we wanted to, we could do a deception check, but I don't like to do them between players often
Okay,
because it doesn't really
that's fine.
mean a whole lot. But if you wanted to have
Okay.
Koku
Then I
give
get-
one just for the sake of everyone
I
else,
can
rolling.
roll.
No. Then I think the only question I would ask is, I guess, how much of an argument did y'all put up once there was a reconvention?
We backed down.
I mean, we didn't. Well, our line was, we have come to the conclusion that the most tactically sound plan is to join in
Okay.
with your
Okay,
invasion
cool.
in 2 weeks.
understood.
For the sake of the non-player characters, do
Yeah.
you want to give a deception roll?
Sure, if you want me to. That's a 25.
Okay, yeah.
Reasonably persuaded.
Wow.
Yeah, deception is one of the things Koku's good at.
Ah, neat.
Yeah, because you actually have charisma as a
Sorcerer.
major stat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Koku is literally intended to be everything Zeodor's not.
Yeah.
Except for the whole like moving really, really fast thing.
Well, yeah, but
They have a
Stat-wise.
common ancestor.
Zeodor built her body subconsciously as a dark reflection of himself and all of his insecurities. He's not insecure about the fact that he moves really, really fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But was there something you wanted to talk to Jack about?
If I'm able to catch Jack and ask him if he has a moment to talk.
Seems
Sure.
I'm sorry if things got heated earlier.
That tends
It's
to happen with my
a lot.
companions.
I'm sorry, Sam, one more time.
So that tends to happen with my companions.
They don't leave lots of room for tact, do they?
No, they don't.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you all agreed to the plan. And look, I hope that your mission goes well. I think Zarkova wants me on one of the steamships.
I think you should be on ours.
Yeah, is that an invitation?
We could use an extra set of hands. Or 2 or 3 on your case.
I appreciate the confidence. I prefer field missions to desk jockeying anyway.
I thought so.
There's a lot. Sometimes I think there's clarity to a mission goal versus the making missions.
I just I need an oath from you on this one that what happens on this stays on this for the sake of relations between our two nations.
Bear can't afford to get tied down in a war.
That was my thinking as well. Neither of us wants to see war with Dano or anything else explode out of this.
Okay.
And if this goes south, you can just blame it on us. The RHC will deny our involvement.
And then y'all get blissfully exiled.
Yeah.
I like
Or
blissfully.
dead. I hear Drakker's wonderful this time of year.
Oh, Drakker's wonderful this time of year. I want to go back, but work hasn't allowed for much vacation days. I like the snow.
Anyway, is there anything you want to do?
No, touch base, see where y'all are, and yes, if you'll have me on your ship, I would be glad to join. And as for what happens out there, as long as the fan isn't pointing at Bear, I don't care if the shit hits it.
That'll work.
Good. And I swear to God, if you get me fired, I'm haunting your corpses.
That's fair. You'll be far from the first.
Okay.
If you'll excuse me, we've got preparations to make.
Remember, no complaining. Adults solve their problems.
Hey,
Any means necessary.
I'm not the
God,
one
you're
to
the
tell that
worst.
to.
Something else that we might want to requisition, and I don't know if Zeitgeist has their own version of them. Spellcasting shackles.
Yeah, there's you guys have some.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
If Mina gets exiled, she's running out of nations she can go
they're
to.
called mage cuffs,
Yeah,
Mage
man.
cuffs.
and they're in the players.
Again, someone's lovely this time of year.
Do
We
we have
slapped on
some?
Baral after I beat him.
Right. Do we have some now?
Yeah,
If we don't, we need them.
it is.
Yeah, they're part of like our standard kit.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
on page 9 of part 3 of the player's guide.
Cool. I was just looking through magic items that I might want them to requisition on my behalf, and I saw some dimensional shackles, and remembered that there were like mage shackles.
They don't do quite the same thing.
Mage
Yeah,
cuffs.
but
A person wearing
reminded
mage
me.
cuffs casts a spell or activates a magical power. The cuffs glow, make a warning whistle sound, and deal 10 force damage where the creature reduced to 0 hit points is knocked unconscious. Can it be applied to willing or restrained creatures of medium or small size? They also do have gold inlay. That's
no
not mentioned
teleporting.
there, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. I guess when does Glacia approach me?
Well, I think if I understood, the plan was to have that happen.
Yeah.
Day of.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
you've
Coco
already been
requested.
invited on the ship, so it's probably fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess
Well,
I guess
she's been invited on the ship with the expectation of going on the
meeting
Of the normal
going.
assault.
Yeah. So yeah. I guess that's where I was. Is like so. I was invited on the boat, but my expectation of getting on the boat is getting on the boat in
2 weeks.
the 2 weeks when the fleet sets sail.
Right.
But y'all are planning to essentially do it in, if I understood what y'all said correctly, approximately 7 days, right?
6 days,
Yeah,
but yeah.
6 days.
Yep.
Right. So I guess yeah. Where am I when stuff happens? When am I invited? Who approaches me to say, "Hey, we're getting this thing's gonna happen. Let's go." Or
It should be Glacia on the day that we are actually assaulting. Because remember, the boat's not. I don't know if you heard this part. The boat's not going to come to Seobrisha.
I wasn't sure if your plan was to bring it to Bria and then leave early, or
Nope, not even going to
Okay.
do that.
okay.
Not giving them the chance. Just delay the timetable. Say we're swinging wide, and then just as soon as we're in position, we move.
A note is slipped under your door one night that says something to the effect of, "Don't go too far, and be ready sooner than you think."
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Signed, Glaucia.
But do I recognize the handwriting?
I burned the note. Fuck you, Jack. Clever dick weasel. I hate how good they are at solving problems. And I'm going to write up those banishment papers myself.
Then
I can do that.
Then quit complaining about us. How about you quit complaining?
Because I have a greater responsibility.
So
Also,
all you do is just not to hear.
Also, he's cultivating power. Clearly, we are good at what we do because we complain. Aloysia's complaining and cultivating power too.
Fair enough.
Plus, she's in her walk-in freezer, so nobody can hear her complain.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, the complaining doesn't count if no one can hear you.
In space, no one can hear you whinge.
Yeah, exactly.
If an orc is in a freezer and complains, and no one's around to hear them, wait,
they're still brave.
Hey,
track of this
how much does it
analogy.
cost? How much does it cost to? I mean, not cost. Requisition a rare magic item, not a non-consumable rare magic item.
It takes us a day.
Can you requisition a staff of healing for me?
It also cannot be done on the same day as one of the others.
Right. So that would extend.
Your
We still have
return by
enough
a
time
day.
to do that. No, we still have enough time to do that.
Yeah.
We
just
don't have
making
any
sure you
time
keep
to
track
do
of your
anything
days.
else, but we do have because that puts our total time in Flint at 3 days.
Is
Which we
the
have enough time.
requisition guide in the 60-page document? The player's
It
guide?
is.
Yeah,
I also
it is.
copied the contents to a
Discord.
journal entry here.
Oh.
It is on
that I shared
page.
earlier. It's
Yeah,
in the,
but if you are already looking at it, it's on page 23. I happen to have it up. We are
Cool.
prestige level 5.
did that pop up for
Yeah.
you, Phil?
Yes.
Yeah, what we're about to do is dangerous, and Ilferi is just a little concerned. So a staff of healing would be helpful.
Okay. We can do that, and we can find out about what happens next time.
Yeah. Right at our time here.
Yeah, I guess I was gonna. Yeah, there it is. If the party wants to request a favor.
Have you got to wrap things up, Carter?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Sounds good.
I will look
I
at
think we're at a
requisitioning some
good
items.
position. I was hoping to
I feel good about tonight.
get the planning done, and we did. So
Yeah.
and oh wait,
We got to scream a lot.
did
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
anyone... Ah, right. We did the deception check. I was about to ask if anyone had to roll dice tonight.
I rolled twice. I also rolled a persuasion check to try to get the
I
the
rolled
thing a day
5
early.
D10s.
Oh, actually, I can roll that again to try to get the staff of healing on the same day as the
Oh,
second
does that
scroll.
require? Does that
I
require
actually hit it, so we do still have one more day.
Cool.
Well,
I don't think I need to requisition anything else.
but you can't make another request on the same day that you requested.
We
the other
requested on the next day, but he rolled high enough to get it the same day.
Oh, so you could leave on the same day after getting it. Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
Right,
I rolled
you
an
can-
insight.
The rule I'm referring to here, if the party needs to call in more favors, one PC needs to make a charisma persuasion check.
That one.
Yeah. So it would be 18 to get a second favor on the same day. I failed the one on the first day, so I couldn't try it again. But for the second day,
I see.
got
I thought you were rolling to get them quicker.
no, because it's already equal to our prestige, which is a few hours.
Got it. I
Question.
understand now.
am I able to make a similar roll on my side, or do I just get to do it? Because I'm in charge right now, and that's yet to be rescinded.
Within reason.
I was going to look for, I wasn't going to go like, I would like the entire armory, please. No.
Yeah.
I was going to look at an uncommon magic item. And what role or paperwork do I need to fill out for that? I feel like the idea of the check still makes sense, because the idea of I need to not push my luck, right? I have to be measured in my actions, or else bad things happen. I don't
Or it might just not be there.
Power.
You would have enough Baron prestige to get an
Yeah.
uncommon item in time for the assault.
Okay. I will look into that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Chris.
look, see, Bear isn't even on our prestige rankings. They don't matter.
No, it just means y'all don't matter to us.
James, little do you know, the real base of operations for the family are actually in Bear. Therefore, your prestige with the family.
No! Make the family go away. Fuck them.
All right, I think.
Yes, but not in the way you think.
Wits.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up there for tonight. We will commence the assaults upon the Ile de la Foja, the island of the seals.
Oh.
Next time. Yeah, there's little seals that gather around.
I could pretend to be a seal? What CR is a seal?
Are those seals or Swedish chefs?
Good night, everybody.
Bye,
We'll find out next time whether we're seals or Swedish chefs.
I watched a sea lion make fun of a seal. The
They're
other day.
CR0. I could be
I
a
want to
seal.
see a seal wearing a chef's hat.
Bye.